So this is an interesting one. It looks pretty neat actually. The game is called Nullspace and it is a space RTS, but more importantly you can take direct control of your ships and fly them about like you would in many other spaceship focused games, and this all in all is going to make for a pretty impressive combination of two gameplay styles, assuming that is of course the developers can successfully blend these two distinct styles, and well, based on the trailer here it does look like that may be a possibility. The art style is very nice, it looks very reminiscent of Homeworld of course, but there's also some aesthetics here that are not too dissimilar to the Expanse TV series, as well as of course Everspace 2 as well. But more than that, this is still managing to achieve its own thing when it comes to aesthetics. The game then was announced just recently. It's being developed by Kaigan Games, who have previously developed the found phone horror game Simulacra. So this does really represent quite a shift, quite a departure from their previous titles. But based on what we're seeing here, and this is a trailer of course, but based on it, it does appear that they know what they're doing. The amount of available footage on this title is somewhat limited at the moment. We've only got the trailer, so unfortunately I can't show you more than that just yet. That said, we can tell you all about the game and everything that we know so far, and there is quite a bit of information here. The game itself then is set in a retro-futuristic universe approximately 200 to 300 years in the future, where humanity is expanded across the stars following the discovery of a mysterious alien artifact called the Beacon. The artifact unlocks faster-than-light travel capabilities through what the game terms as Soliton drive technology, and I think I've got the pronunciation of that correct. The narrative begins with humanity's discovery of a wormhole created by an advanced alien civilization which propels humans to venture further into the unknown, further into the depths of the cosmos. So in the game, players are going to be in command of massive fleets, ranging from small fighters to huge capital ships, and this all set in fully 3D dimensional environments, so there's no flat 2D spaces here. You'll be able to make full use of 3D space. The most interesting thing, which we touched on right at the start of the video, and I'm sure which is probably going to capture most of your interest, is the seamless transition between strategic fleet command, that's the RTS aspect, and direct control of individual ships. And this is really going to offer a really nice additional layer of tactical flexibility, something we don't see that often in these types of games. The gameplay itself is all about strategy. Of course, it is an RTS title. It means players can launch full-scale assaults to overwhelm enemies or fragment forces into precision skirmish groups. And then, when taking direct command of individual ships, players gain a hands-on tactical edge that can turn the tide of battle, as you can really dive right in there and target the ships and the enemies that you really want to go after. There's also a load of resource management which is going to play a role in the game, and it means players are going to have to allocate limited resources to customize and upgrade their fleets in order to adapt to the various different challenges that are posed by the different enemy factions. Based on the information I can find, it also seems there's going to be a range of different environments, and this can include nebula, pulsing with energy storms, and battle-scarred star systems that are filled with various different debris, and maybe shipwrecks and things like that as well. So the environments themselves are not going to be just backdrops, but they'll also play a part in the various different battles. There's a tactical element to this. So yeah, that means you'll be able to use things like asteroids for cover, or even shattering them to create blinding dust clouds that will give you an advantage in combat, hopefully. There is a narrative element to the game, and that's about exploring humanity's struggle for survival and dominance among the stars, with 3 different factions vying for control over everything. These factions are the Junkers, who are resourceful scavengers living on the fringes of space. We then have the Higan, which represent militaristic factions who really do value order and tradition, which perhaps suggests more of a structured and perhaps even authoritarian approach to space colonization. And finally, we come to the Dominion, which are characterized as visionaries driven by technology advancements, possibly representing a more progressive or experimental philosophy. I guess we'll have to see on that. Now, as I touched on earlier, it seems pretty clear to me at least that the game Nullspace is certainly draws some inspiration from other titles and other franchises in the past. Not only is the visual style here seemingly inspired by games such as Homeworld, but I really do feel that some of the ship designs and certainly the colorations here will be very familiar to those of us on the slightly older age, should we say, those of us who will remember the sci-fi novel covers of the 70s and early 80s. Specifically books from authors like Asimov and Clarke. So there we go, a fairly short video on this one. That's largely because there's not too much information around on this one just yet, but you know what, I really do feel this one looks very interesting indeed. No release date on it just yet, but it does seem to have a 2025 release window. Very much looking forward to hearing more about this one, hopefully sooner rather than later. Do let me know your thoughts about all of this in the comments section below. Check out the other video on the screen right here meanwhile if you want to watch another video. Thanks for watching this one, take care, and I'll catch you next time.